made in Germany. This includes major hits like
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
No, it's not. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be checking out a video that was recommended by Atonia, and the title of this video is 15 famous songs you didn't know were made in Germany. So this is made in Germany, so not just German, but made in Germany. So we're gonna jump right into this video. It's coming from Feli from Germany. You guys should know her already, but thank you for this recommendation. If you guys have any recommendations, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below, or preferably click that link in the pinned comment section. You can recommend videos and I'll check them out as soon as possible. As for now, we're gonna just jump right into this video. So thank you for watching. Let's go right into it.
99% of you know these famous songs, but I bet you had no idea that they were actually made in Germany. Hallo, Servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio since 2016. I think it's safe to say that German music generally doesn't have the best reputation in the world. I mean, classical music, sure. And of course, most people know the band Rammstein or Nena's 99 Luftballons.
99 Luftballons, ihren Weg zum Horizont.
But aside from that, I'm assuming most people mainly think of this. Or maybe something like this. Which is why I think you'll be very surprised to find out that a lot of really famous songs, you know, songs that you probably thought were by American artists or British artists, were in reality made in good old Germany. And if I'm being honest with you, there are songs on this list that I didn't even know were German until I started researching for this video. And not to be all,
Number 15 will shock you.
but the last one really will shock you, so stay tuned. Let's actually start off easy, because I think of all the songs on my list, this is probably the one that most people do know that it has a German origin, and it's this one. Wind of Change by the Scorpions. This song was written in September of 1989, right before the fall of the Berlin Wall, which is why it kind of became the anthem of German.
Appreciate the history, because obviously a lot of these songs, even if you've heard them, well, this song coming from 1990, way before I was even in existence, right? That song, I'm not gonna know the history. Even if I've heard it 1-2 times, probably in a movie or something of the sort like that, I'm not gonna know the history. So I appreciate her actually dropping some history, because obviously it's important.
Reunification at the time. Well, that and Looking for Freedom by David Hasselhoff. The Scorpions are a hard rock band from Hanover. They've been around since 1965 and still tour to this day. Now you might be wondering, why are there songs in English when the band really is from Germany? Well, after the end of World War II, it actually took a while until German-speaking music was considered cool again in Germany, because for a long time, all of the music that was popular with young people was from Great Britain or from the US. You know, Elvis, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. German-speaking music, on the other hand, was largely considered somewhat outdated and stale.
Junge, komm bald wieder.
So German artists who wanted to make pop or rock music at the time almost exclusively wrote their lyrics in English. And that really didn't change until the 1970s and 80s, when the Neue Deutsche Welle movement became a thing, the New German Wave, and the German music industry finally embraced German-speaking pop and rock songs too, such as 99 Luftballons. But even then, most German artists stuck with English, which of course also allowed them to reach audiences in other parts of the world. The Scorpions, for example, are currently playing an international tour for their 60th anniversary and even have a short residency in Las Vegas this summer. Now, Wind of Change wasn't their only international hit. I'm sure most of you also know this one. On number 2,
It sounds really familiar, actually. I can't lie, dude. I wish we could get a little bit more, but I know the copyright situation is gonna do her dirty, so I do understand. But damn, that song actually sounds very, very like. I am so sure that song has been in movies before, like a soundtrack for a movie or something. I like, dude, it just sounds so like I know it.
We have a song that was associated with a huge scandal. And I'm sure most of you know about the scandal. But did you know that that scandal was actually brought to the world from Frankfurt, Germany? Yes, I'm talking about the band Milli Vanilli, which was created in the year 1988 by German music producer Frank Farian. The band consisted of Rob Pilatus, who was born and raised in Munich, just like myself, and Fab Morvan, who was from Paris but moved to Germany at the age of 18, where he met Rob. Now, of course, the big scandal was that after Milli Vanilli had become successful all over the world and even won a Grammy for Girl You Know It's True, it was revealed that the two didn't actually sing on their own songs and were merely lip-syncing during live performances. The real vocals were recorded in Frank Farian's studio by musicians from the US. By the way, there's a great German biopic film on this whole story that came out.
I think it's because of the way how they look. You know, they have a captivating look. So because of the captivating look, they were just used as identifiers, like Sia. Sia, I don't even know if that's her real name, but she makes song under the title Sia, and she's not what everybody thought she was when she first did music. Or like she did the song, but there was no representation. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's crazy.
You can watch it on Amazon Prime with English subtitles. I can only recommend that movie. I think it was really well done. And then there's also an English-speaking documentary about them, also from 2023. But getting back to Milli Vanilli, of course, Girl You Know It's True wasn't their only song. You might also know this one.
Girl, I'm gonna miss you.
Or this one.
Bye, 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 baby. Don't forget my number.
I don't know that one, but Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. Oh my gosh. Whoa, okay.
Now, despite the whole drama around Milli Vanilli, the mastermind behind it all undoubtedly had something like a magic touch when it came to international hits, because Milli Vanilli wasn't Frank Farian's first successful project. Which brings us to number 3 on this list. Yes, Boney M was created by Frank Farian too, which means that he
That's
produced...
Boney M? Damn! I know them. They do a lot of Christmas songs. I didn't even know that was them. Dude, I'm telling you, you know, like sometimes, like I probably get on these videos, man, and I don't even know that I know something because I don't really, like, it's like the puzzle, you know what I'm saying? It's like the complete puzzles. Like sometimes you don't know what the person looks like, you know what they sound like, you know, like things about them, that it's a group, like Boney M, it's a group, right? You know, things they've been involved in, but you don't know the entirety. And if you hear something new about these people, it's like, okay, I don't know who that is, right? But then when the person gives you a little bit more of the puzzle, it's like, wait, hold on, they're my folks, bro. I know these folks. But wait, hold on. Wait, is Boney M German? There's no chance it is. There's no chance, dude. Dude, they're legendary for Christmas music. I think they're probably the #1 competitor to Mariah Carey when it comes to Christmas music, you know, like in terms of sales. I know there are a few guys out there who actually are, you know, top dogs when it comes to Christmas music. But Boney M, bro, they're real.
All of these massive world hits in his studio in Frankfurt. Well, Rivers of Babylon and Sunny were both cover.
What about the Christmas songs? Damn.
Versions, Daddy Cool and Rasputin were original songs that Farian also co-wrote. Boney M was founded in 1974 and their main success took place in the 70s, so over 10 years before the Milli Vanilli scandal, but Farian already used some of the same practices. The very first Boney M song he ever released was actually produced and sung just by himself.
Baby, do you want a bum?
Only after that song became a hit in the Netherlands and Belgium, he put together an actual music group consisting of 4 members. And while they did all sing live on stage, only 2 of their voices made it into the studio recordings, and Frank Farian continued to do the male vocals himself. However, when Farian openly talked about that in an interview at the time, it didn't really cause any outrage. What's kind of funny is that several Boney M songs have recently become really popular on social media apps like TikTok.
She's crazy like ooh, and the feel.
Now let's jump ahead a few decades to this party hit from 2005.
Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly.
Every Time We Touch by Cascada. Now the chorus of the song is actually
I'm being so honest. I didn't think that this video was actually gonna smack. Like I was thinking, alright, we gonna get up in there. Dang, I don't know nothing. Boy, I'm stunned. I'm stunned, bro. Like I'm actually stunned, dog. Like, whoa, dude, what? Oh my gosh. And it's crazy too because like the ones that were mentioned are actually quite old. This is the, most recent. Obviously, I was alive back in this time. I was a kiddo back here. A very much kiddo. It's 2005. I was literally a baby. But yeah, dude, what? Oh my
by the
God.
Scottish singer Maggie Riley from 1992. But the dance version by Cascada is the one that people all over the world are familiar with today. Cascada is a German trio consisting of the singer Nathalie Horler and the 2 DJs and producers Manuel Reuter and Jan Pfeiffer. Another big song by them that you might know is... And now let's jump ahead a few more years to the year 2012, when in the German city of Kassel, 2 20-year-old friends recorded this song in their childhood bedroom.
Love wants you, we can bring it on the floor.
Stolen Dance by Milky Chance, aka Clemens Rehbein and Philipp Dausch, who have since become one of the most successful German bands in the world. In 2014, they even got to perform on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Before them, the only other band from Germany who had ever been invited was Rammstein. Other songs by them that you may have heard before include Flash Junk Mind,
And we were bound to the city life, flashlight.
Cocoon, and Down by the River.
Down by the river, I was strong by your grace.
What's funny is that the student radio station that I worked for after high school, M94.5, M94.5, was one of the first stations who played Milky Chance at the time, and they actually booked them for one of their live events a few months later. But by then, the band had blown up so much that the whole event was suddenly sold out, and hundreds of people who would have never attended otherwise suddenly showed up to the event just because of Milky Chance. Remember how I talked about Boney M songs being big on TikTok? Well, there's another song that I was very surprised to come across in a TikTok dance recently. This is the song Brother Louie by the German band Modern Talking, but I've also been seeing some of their other songs having kind of a revival on social media recently.
Yeah, because old school music is tight. I'm very fortunate that my dad mostly, he loves music, so I get to hear a lot of, different older music. So yeah, I do know this.
Such as You're My Heart, You're My Soul, or Sherry Sherry Lady.
Sherry, Sherry lady, going through emotion.
As As you can tell, this is total 80s music, but I guess it's kind of having a comeback these days. Modern Talking was a band that most Germans are very familiar with to this day, and it's honestly kind of a controversial band. Some people love them, but I would say most Germans don't really like their music a whole lot. But also both Thomas Anders, the main singer of the duo, and Dieter Bohlen, the songwriter and producer, are still very much active in the German music industry today. Bohlen has been a judge on the German version of American Idol, Deutschland sucht den Superstar, since its very first season in 2002, and has kind of been the German equivalent to Simon Cowell, since he's known for his harsh comments. And because he's been a very successful songwriter and producer even after Modern Talking, he's always referred to as Pop-Titan in German media, so Pop Titan. But even though they're both still active in Germany, Thomas Anders and Dieter Bohlen don't really talk to each other anymore because they've had several big fallouts over time, which they've partly fought out in public. From what I remember, it was basically all about who of the two was the real creator of the band or was responsible for their success, since Dieter Bohlen supposedly never actually did any of the vocals for the songs, which he denies, while Anders wasn't involved in any of the songwriting or production of the songs. So much drama. Okay, before we get to another few major pop songs, I want to take a quick detour into the world of techno and 90s Eurodance music, because Germany played a pretty big role in that genre, and even I had no idea that these songs were all made in Germany. This includes major hits like
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
No, it's not.
Yep, What Is Love was performed by the Trinidadian German singer Hathaway and was written and produced by two Germans as well. Who would have thought? Then we got Rhythm is a Dancer by Snap, which is a German Eurodance group that actually still exists to this day. This song was created in collaboration with the American singer Thea Austin. Next up, Mr. Vane by the Eurodance project Culture Beat, which also still exists today. And even though the project was and is based in Germany, this song features a singer from the UK, Tanya Evans, as well as American rapper Jay Supreme. Even Coco Jumbo by Mr. President was made in good old Germany. Just like Narcotic by the German rock band Liquido. So I guess this one technically doesn't fall into the Eurodance category, but I feel like it has a very similar vibe. And then there's this song that little 5-year-old me used to call her favorite song for a while. I think this was like on a summer vacation in 1999 or so, and I literally had no clue that this was German until a few days ago. Samba de Janeiro, which as it turns out, was produced by the German pop group Bellini, but at least one of the writers of the song is the Brazilian percussionist Ayrton Moreira, I think is how it's pronounced. If you can think of any other Eurodance songs that you used to listen to in the 90s and that actually originated in
That's it.
Germany, let me know in the comments below. But getting back to a pop classic, on number 13 of today's list, we have
Stop the cat. Y'all just crookling right here, man. They stealing. This is not yours. This is not yours. You know how many variants of this song exist? Like, one of my favorite versions of this song is the one featuring with, well, it's not featuring Jay-Z, but Jay-Z took the guy, put him on his version of the song Forever Young. It's like real chill song. You know what I mean? Forever Young is like amazing. Like, it by itself, remixed, added on to another song, great song.
By the pop synth band Alphaville from Münster, Germany. This song has been covered numerous times over the years, and even Jay-Z sampled the song.
There we go. There we go. Forever Young. That's what I think. This is the greatest one. When you pair the original to a remix or whatever, this is the greatest Forever Young outside of the original version, right? It's beautiful. The lyrics in there, it's amazing. You know, he just talks about time and how, you know, we can rewind it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's, if you've never listened to this song, take a deep dive, go listen to the lyrics. Don't just listen to it, you know, as it's a rap song, because I think that's what happens with a lot of people. We don't listen to the song for the right reasons. You know what I mean? So it's like a party song. If it's a party dance song, why the hell are you caring so much about the lyrics? It's not about the lyrics, it's about the energy you get from it, right? But then we're talking about an emotional love song. You gotta pay attention to the lyrics, right? A song like this, you gotta pay attention to the lyric. It's a motivational song. So you got to pay attention to this song. So if you guys have never heard of this song before, listen to it. It's amazing.
Another big hit by the band is their song Big in Japan, by the way. A song that most people would never guess to be from Germany. I want to take
I can almost guarantee I'm not going to know it.
quick detour into the world of film scores, because did you know that this
Interesting. I don't watch that. I don't really know much about that.
is all from a German composer? Yes, of course, I'm talking about Hans Zimmer. The last name Zimmer literally translates to room in German, by the way. He's without a doubt one of the greatest film score composers of our time and has won 2 Academy Awards and 5 Grammys so far. He was born in Frankfurt, Germany, but as a teenager, he first moved to Switzerland and then to London for boarding school. And that brings us to the last song on this list, number 15. We have all party to the song, without a doubt, but even in Germany, most people don't know that this song is actually from Munich.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
I know it. I know it, but whatever. I thought it was going to be a slam dunk. Like, I think there were other songs on this that were way more slam dunk than this. I don't remember everything that was on this list, but I'm telling you, there were other songs on here that were way more slam dunk, in my humble opinion. Well, maybe it's age range, but I don't remember all the songs that were on this, but there was a lot on here that I think were a little bit more of a slam dunk compared to this song. I don't know. This song's chills. It's cool. Well, not everybody knows this. I don't think most people my age actually know this song. I'm going to be honest with you, right? But it is a good song. It is a good choice. But I don't know. There were a lot more other slam dunks, I think.
Yes, Mambo number 5 by Lou Bega is German. Well, mostly, because it's technically based on an instrumental song that's also called Mambo number 5 by the Cuban musician Damaso Perez Prado from 1949, but the lyrics and the rest of the song as we know it today was all created in the Munich area in the late 90s, and Lou Bega, the singer, was born and raised in Munich to an Italian mother and a Ugandan father. Which of these songs were the biggest surprise for you, and can you think of any other famous songs that most people don't know are from Germany?
The biggest surprise would probably be, I don't know. I might go with Forever Young because Forever Young, I don't know, Boney M. Dude, there was too much. Okay, all of them were a big surprise, honestly. All of them, most of them. Like, some of them were just, you know, you could tell that this is a little bit off. Like, it doesn't really sound like, you know, American, I guess. But dude, it was a good video. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a good video. And I'm very surprised that most of these songs actually I knew them and they were German. Wow, impressive. Anyways, thank you for this recommendation. This was a lengthy video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. On to next time. Peace.